Thanks, Nick. Honorable Deputy Mayor and my friend Sabaili Pitala, Honorable Deputy Mayor of Cambridge, and my dear friends. I am very much privileged and really delighted to be here with you to deliver my address on social justice and political equality. Without introduction, I am coming to the subject itself. The major responsibility of a state is the administration of justice. That is, protection of political rights, their fundamental rights, and to the application of the law and the punishment of the offenders are the essential components of administration of justice. But social justice is different. Social justice involves really the opportunity itself, at the same time the fair balance of distribution of equitable distribution of the wealth and opportunity and the privileges within the society and the rights of the individuals to be protected and recognized. As per the social theory propounded by Socrates, people agree to follow the rule of law, but at the same time they expect that the state shall discharge their duties for the benefit of the people. One of the major responsibilities is the administration of justice and of course social justice. Equality and social justice are the goals for fairness in the society. For example, right to education, as he said, right to education, free access to health care, equal pay, housing, employment opportunities, criminal justice. They are the major things the state shall have the responsibility to discharge their duties. The true democracy, the real democracy, democratic system is the prerequisite for a state to be able to dispense social justice. One of the major studies, recent studies, revealed that half of the nations in the world are experiencing declining of democracy in a range from the flawed elections, to curtailing the rights of expression of speech and other forms to other rights to assemble. This displays the current situation which is prevailing in many of the states regarding democracy and social justice. Despite the fact that many of the nations had tried so much to promote the social justice, but inequalities persist in the society. An interesting opinion made by the IMF, International Monetary Fund, that though the progress has been made in reducing inequality for the last 30 years, the inequality within the country have increased, particularly in advanced economies. Over the last 3 decades, more than half of the countries and nearly all advanced economies have seen an increase in the income inequality, with some countries experiencing increases in Gini coefficients of more than 2 points. When the it is the unit for the measurement of the inequality, that is Gini coefficient, that is above 2% in many of the states, particularly in the advanced economy states. The COVID-19 pandemic situation has widened the distance between haves and have-nots. The interesting thing is that post-World War situation created some institutions, just like United Nations, International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank. We have to think about those institutions, what they are doing now. Here, that is why I told you that very interesting statement made by the IMF. What is the role of IMF to fill the gap between the haves and have-nots? They are spending money. They are giving loans to the third world countries with conditions, stipulated conditions. After obeying these conditions, after imposing these conditions, they will be in trouble. So these institutions, including the World Bank, my opinion, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, they are also using their instrument to increase the gap between the haves and have-nots. And what is the role of the UN? You are seeing every day, no role at all. When the war is going on, when the conflict is there, what is their role? These are the institutions created in the post-war situation. They are not doing anything. The concept of social justice arose in the 19th century as a result of the ill effect of the Industrial Revolution, as wealth was concentrated in the hands of few, and the workers and laborers were subjected to extreme exploitation. Even the small children were made to work factories for extended hours. As a result of this, the laissez-faire and the less governance then prevailing in some countries paved the way to welfare state theory. What is laissez-faire? Abstention by governments from interfering in the working of the free market. Government didn't have any leading role. Government was having the role of only a facilitator. That is a laissez-faire system. The market economy was controlling the entire situation. Government didn't have any role. That laissez-faire and less governance. As a result of the Industrial Revolution, the gap has widened. As a result of this gap, this laissez-faire and the less governance have gone. Then the theory has started, the welfare state theory. The welfare, what are the responsibilities of a welfare state? That I told you earlier, that right to education. Every citizen has a right for education and free access to health care, equal pay, minimum wages. Minimum wages should be arranged through the legislations. We have made some minimum wages act at the time of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru introduced Bonus Act, Industrial Dispute Act, and this Minimum Wages Act. All those legislation were in favor of the laborers. Labor lenient legislations. Nowadays, what is happening in the legislatures? Legislatures are bringing legislations, the so-called labor legislations, but they are not labor lenient. They are showing the lenience to the corporates, for the influenced classes, not for the poor classes. That is what is happening across the world in almost every legislatures. Though social justice initially focused on the equitable distribution of wealth, now its horizon has expanded, include the human rights, and improving the living standard of the underprivileged classes. They have been facing this discrimination for centuries together. For example, in India,